Well, this is the big video. We're ranking all modern sets on how investable they are. This includes all booster box sets and all holiday sets, because I do cop some flack sometimes for not including holiday sets. Now, we're going to do two things. We're going to say, is the set investable as of right now? Not when it first came out, but as of right now, at its current price. Is the set investable? Yes or no? And then, on a scale of 1 to 5, how investable is it? 1 being not investable at all, and 5 being super investable, and you should receive or return good gains off investing in that product. Now, this is going off sealed, so booster boxes, elite trainer boxes, etc. It is not talking about the singles inside the set, although that has a massive impact on the sealed. So I think we all get the criteria. We're just going to say, is it investable or not? And how investable is it? We're going to start at Shrouded Fable and work all the way back to Sword and Shield base. Now, the reason I'm going from the, I suppose, top to the bottom rather than the bottom through to the top is because there's probably a lot of people that have only joined the hobby in the last, maybe 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months. So Sword and Shield base and Rebel Clash, etc., could almost be irrelevant to them. So that's why we're going to go backwards. The average stats, and I remember reading this about 12 months ago, is that an adult that re-enters the Pokemon investing or collecting hobby will generally average staying about 9 to 12 months before they leave again. That's pretty quick turnaround, isn't it? So, keep that in mind with your diamond hands and holding on to sealed product for as long as you can, because quite often you can outlast everyone else. Hey, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. And if you want to become a channel member, that would be greatly appreciated. You can join up from the home screen. It's nice and easy. When you are a channel member, you can ask me any Pokemon investing related questions via email. Had a lot of good conversations on there. So anyway, let's jump straight into it. Shrouded Fable, hey. The other thing I'm going to include on here is total set value. Now, Shrouded Fable hasn't been out very long, so its total set value, surprisingly, based on how good the cards inside it are, is actually pretty high. It's $618. Now, I'll get to the two questions in a second. Should we invest in it, and how investable is it? Now, when we talk about that, I suppose, second question, how investable is it, there's really another two criteria that come into that, isn't there? And it's really just supply and demand. Now, supply is how much was the set printed, so how rare is the set, how rare is the sealed product, and the second one being demand. Demand really comes from chase cards. That's what people want. What is the big main chase card? What is the top 3 chase cards? What is the top 10 chase cards? What are the top 20 chase cards? What can I open and pull from this that will make me money? Now, those two things go hand in hand. If you have an incredibly good chase card and top 20 chase cards, plus the box is quite rare, you're going to get the result of team up. If you have really poor chase cards, but an incredibly rare product like XY base set elite trainer boxes, the price is still going to go up, but it wouldn't go up as much as if it also had extremely rare chase cards inside it, because XY base set has next to no chase cards, but the sealed product is super rare. So I think you get the point. It's really just supply and demand, which is what we're going to work off the metrics here. So Shrouded Fable, $618. Would I invest in it? No. How investable do I think it is? 1.5 out of 5. Now, these prices, this total set price of $618, don't be surprised if this comes down to $200 in the next 6 months. There is really no massive chase card inside this set. It is such a shame that Kingdra and Greninja didn't get put in as chase cards. And yes, I know we just had Greninja in Twilight Masquerade, but we also get Charizard all the time. Charizard can go like 3 sets in a row as a chase card. So why couldn't we have Greninja 2 sets in a row as a chase card? I really think they missed a trick there. They should have put different promos inside some of those collection boxes, and they should have had the Greninja and the Kingdra as special illustration rares as top 2 chase cards. That would have really helped this set. It is not one I'd invest in. Let's keep moving, otherwise this video, I could talk on this for probably 45 minutes. Twilight Masquerade. This currently has the highest total set value out of any Scarlet and Violet set. It is the only one above $1,000 at $1,029. And of course, it's bolstered predominantly by that Greninja being the biggest chase card so far of the whole Scarlet and Violet era. Would I invest in it? Yes. How investable is it at its current price? It's a 4. Now, one thing you'll notice is most of my Scarlet and Violet, how investable prices are they, or the scale from 1 to 5, are going to be higher than Sword and Shields, because I'm not saying they're better sets than Sword and Shield sets. I'm saying, well, some of them are, of course. What I'm saying is Sword and Shield sets have already seen a lot of appreciation. You know, some boxes are 2x, some boxes are 3x, some boxes like Evolving Skies are 6x their retail price. So you've got to ask yourself, and this is the whole premise, how investable is it right now? Like if I'm parking my money into it, how investable is it right now? If you can pick up Twilight Masquerade at or below retail and your plan of attack is to hold for a period of time, we're not talking 6 months or 12 months. You know, I'm talking 5+ years. If your plan of attack with Twilight Masquerade is doing just that, it is an incredibly investable booster box for you. Moving down the line, Temporal Forces. Total set value $689. Would I invest in it? Yes. And I would rank it the same as Twilight Masquerade. I don't think it's, well, in fact, I think the depth of the set is maybe a touch better than Twilight Masquerade. It's just missing that banger chase card that Twilight Masquerade has. And you know what? Banger chase cards can really, really hold up a set. I mean, look at Lost Origin. I'm not saying it's a one-trick pony, but that Lost Origin really, really bolsters that set. Let's say there wasn't a Giratina in Lost Origin. Let's say Aerodactyl was the top chase card at $110 and your second top chase card was something like a, I don't know, Kabutops or something they put in there. It was like a $90 chase card. Would Lost Origin have the same demand that it has because it doesn't have that $300 chase card like the Giratina is? It probably wouldn't. So the $300 chase card makes a massive difference. Temporal Forces, though, at current prices, again, I would rank it a 4. And like I said, you'll see higher numbers for Scarlet and Violet because they are cheaper. They haven't seen the appreciation that the Sword and Shield sets have seen yet. Paldean Fates, total set value, $890. Would I invest in it? Yes. Will it do what Hidden Fates has done, or will it do what Shining Fates has done? And again, it all depends on print levels. This is why I made the very, I suppose, strict comment at the start that it depends on supply and demand. And supply, particularly for Scarlet and Violet, is such an unknown. We don't know what or when something is going to be reprinted. There could well be a massive reprint for Paldean Fates. It could be printed into the ground like Shining Fates, and all of a sudden it stagnates for 4 years. That could well happen. Is it investable though? Is it a much better set than Shining Fates? Yes. Is it as good as Hidden Fates? Not quite in my opinion, but it's still really, really solid. So I'd probably give it a 3.5 out of 5 in terms of investment. Now keep in mind, it doesn't have a booster box, and that's going to come into play. Elite trainer boxes are bigger, they're bulkier, they're more expensive to freight. They're a cheaper entry point price, so you've got to, I suppose, buy more of them to get a return in comparison to booster boxes. So, you know, that comes into play as well with an investment because you do have to sell it eventually and make money off it to realize your gains. The next one I want to talk about, of course, down the list is Paradox Rift. $735 total set value. So it's actually got a higher set value than Temporal Forces, believe it or not, because it's got such massive depth in its illustration rares. Is it investable? Yes. I'm probably going to say yes to most Scarlet and Violet sets, and it's almost a 4 for me. And in fact, it probably is very close. I was teetering between a 3.5 and a 4, and same reason. I just think it's missing that massive chase card, which it is. You know, what's the highest chase card inside there? Roaring Moon at what, $60, $70? Maybe a bit less, $55, $60. So it's just missing that banger chase card, which would really, really tip it over the edge to being an even better set maybe than a Twilight Masquerade if it had a $300 chase card inside it. 151, everyone's favorite. This is one hell of a Pokemon card set. $862 total value. Is it investable? Of course it is. Of course it's investable. And I'm going to rank it 4.5 out of 5. I think that nostalgia factor, it comes into play with demand, and there'll just be so many patrons coming back to this set in the future. You know, you just cannot go past the original 151, and people want to spend money on it. People want to spend money on booster bundles. People want to spend money on cases of booster bundles. People want to spend money on the UPCs and the Elite Trainer boxes. Like, it'll just happen naturally because it's 151. It is a very, very investable Pokemon card set. Obsidian Flames, total set value, $238. Whew, that's low. Would I invest in it? No. Now, this is a very different question to would I collect it, because I like to collect everything. I want one of every booster box and one of every Elite Trainer box, and it goes in the collection. Then I ask myself, what am I investing in? What am I spending extra money in to store away in the cupboards, let sit and let appreciate? And currently, Obsidian Flames isn't one of them. I have not chosen to invest it. Now, I can get it wrong. What happens if it doesn't get reprinted and it'll do what Rebel Clash did? There's every chance that could happen, and I could be wrong. But history tells me that the better a set based on its chase cards, the better return it'll get. And at 238 total value, it's a no for me, and it's probably a 2 out of 5 in an investment. It'll still go up because you can pick it up so cheaply, but that's where it sits for me. Paldea Evolved, everyone knows I love this set. Arguably, it's still probably the most investable Scarlet and Violet set, behind perhaps 151. I would definitely invest in it, so yes, and I would also rank it 4.5 out of 5, similar to 151. And again, I just want to make the premise, this could be reprinted. It's still in rotation. There's every chance we could get a massive wave of new booster boxes, new elite trainer boxes, and all of a sudden, it squashes that 140 price that it's climbed up to back down to 100 pretty damn quickly. That could happen. And then it could stagnate for a while. But this card has so much depth. It has, I was talking to someone about this, I can't remember where, but I just wish, and again, they missed a trick. Okay, we've got Magikarp as the illustration rare. Imagine if we had, and you know how Gyarados is chilling at the top of that Magikarp card. Imagine if we had the opposite. The number one chase card was actually a special illustration rare, and it was a Gyarados special illustration rare. And somewhere in the artwork, we had Magikarp chilling in the background as well. That would just pop this set off. And same thing, why didn't we get a Pikachu illustration rare and the Sleeping Raichu as a special illustration rare? I just feel they missed a couple of tricks the whole way throughout Scarlet and Violet. But anyway, let's keep moving now. Scarlet and Violet base, $381 for the total set price. Am I investing in it? No. Or should you invest in it? In my opinion, no. It's not like a standard. There's a lot of base sets that, didn't get reprinted. And I mentioned XY base before, just how low supply that was. Even Sword and Shield base, how low supply that is compared to Scarlet and Violet base. Scarlet and Violet base got a big reprint last September and October. And, booster boxes are still everywhere at a cheap price. They'll go up. They will, especially if you can buy them at the price you can buy them at. But I don't think it's the best investment from Scarlet and Violet. For that reason, I'll probably rank it like a 1.5 or a 2 out of 5 in terms of investment. Now we're moving down to Sword and Shield, and the holiday sets keep coming. Crown Zenith, the final English Pokemon card set with yellow borders, and what a Pokemon card set. $782 total value. Would I invest in it? Yes. Has it been printed like crazy? Yes, because there's heaps and heaps of demand. We've got to hope that the demand soaks up that supply. What would I rank it for that reason? It's an amazing Pokemon card set. The top 10, the top 20, even the top 30, that whole Galarian gallery is phenomenal. The Mewtwo alt with that reflection of him battling Charizard is one of the nicest cards, I think, from the whole Sword and Shield era. But you got to keep in mind just how much it's been printed. But people will want it down the track. It's a 3.5 at current prices for me. If you can pick elite trainer boxes up at a deal, go for it. If you can pick up those Zacian and Zamazenta, figure collection boxes up at a deal, go for it. Silver Tempest, $606 total value. Is it investable at the current price it is? Yes. I probably rank it a 2.5 out of 5 as an investment. We've seen some appreciation of Silver Tempest, and I just think it's going to get left behind a little bit from the other popular Sword and Shield sets. It's not quite as good as things like Lost Origin, Astral Radiance, Brilliant Stars, Fusion Strike, Chilling Reign even, etc. So I just feel it'll be left behind a little bit. Speaking of Lost Origin, we've had a little bit of a chat about that, haven't we? $870 is the total set price. Is it investable? Yes, it is. And for me, it's probably still a 4, even at the price it's at. I think it'll go down as, top 3, top 4 sets from the Sword and Shield era. And that's what people look at. If we rewind back to, say, Black and White era, and people are talking about what's investable and what's not, and what's the best sets from the era, people just sort of focus on the top, 3 or 4 sets and go, well, we need to get Dragons Exalted, and we need to get Plasma Storm. They're the ones that, people want because it has the best chase cards inside it. They're going to be the ones that streamers want to open. Streamers will open Lost Origin going Giratina hunting. They already do, and they already will. And that space of people opening cards, box breaks, pack buy-ins, YouTube, it's not depleting, it's growing. People realize that they can monetize their content and basically open packs for free. Like that space is growing, and people will hunt these chase cards. Pokemon Go, $203. Is it investable? No. And it's a 1 out of 5 for me. This is a very, very weak Pokemon card set, and very disappointing because people were pumped for it. They're like, oh, there's going to be a Pokemon Go Pokemon card set. And everyone's like, this will be sweet. They just missed heaps of tricks in this set. They could have made it so cool. didn't, in my opinion. The Pokemon Go logo was just way too big. You know, we didn't get any real nice, not illustration rares, alternate art Pokemon cards. Like, it's just, they missed so many tricks in that set. Astral Radiance, I've said this is a sleeper for a long time. $780 total set value. Would I invest in it? Yes. I think some singles still have some room for growth. And I think the booster box will go down as a top 5 booster box from the Sword and Shield era. So for that reason, it's probably a 4 for me. It's similar to Lost Origin. I still think it's a decent pickup. Will it take time? Because keep in mind, Lost Origin and Astral Radiance and a lot of Sword and Shield old art sets have seen a massive growth. And I think we'll see them peter out for a little period of time, whether that's 6 months, 12 months, 18 months. And then I think we'll start to see that natural growth come after that again. So, you know, just keep that in mind, that these aren't short-term holds. These aren't 6-month, 12-month flip opportunities. These are long-term holds. Brilliant Stars, $720 total set value. Is it investable? Yes, it is. It's got the alt art Charizard inside it. People will want that card. Does it have, you know, the total depth that maybe some of the other Sword and Shield sets has? Not quite. Is it still investable? Yes. At the current price in US, I think, has it a bit cheaper than us. In Australia, like, it's sort of sat at a pretty high price. You know, we didn't see much extra stock come down to Australia, and it's been sitting pretty high ever since. It's probably like a 3, 3.5 for me in terms of investability scale. Fusion Strike, the next one down, $908 total value for the top 10 hits inside the card, inside the set. Is it investable? Yes, it is. And for me, it sits in the same place as something like an Astral Radiance or a Lost Origin. Yes, we've seen massive growth on the booster box price, but it's a great investment. In 5 years' time, you'll be kicking yourself for not buying Fusion Strike at the current price that it is. So it's probably a 4 out of 5 for me, like Astral and Lost Origin. Celebrations, again, another holiday set that just felt like it let us down a little bit. The Classic Collection was cool. The main set was too small. We only have $174 total set value. Is it investable still? Yes, because, you know, prices haven't done what people thought they would do. And it's still the 25th anniversary set. It's probably like a 2.5 maybe. I would still invest in it. I would still have some Elite Trainer boxes if you can, and some Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes, and maybe even some UPCs, of course, in your cupboard as an investment, just because it's the 25th anniversary. Is the set as good as it could have been? Probably not. Was the 25th anniversary logo too big on the cards? Most definitely. Moving down, Evolving Skies. Now here's one for you. The hard one. And I get asked this question so much, should we invest in Evolving Skies right now? And look, total set value, the total set value for Evolving Skies is higher than Team Up, and it's higher than Cosmic Eclipse. That's how strong this set is. $3,339 total set value. Is it investable? Yes. The big question though, how investable? And I keep telling anyone that asks me, you know, should I buy Evolving Skies at the price it's at right now? And the answer is always yes, because in 5 years' time, you'll be kicking yourself if you didn't get it at this price. Speaking about streamers wanting to open booster boxes and wanting to get pack buy-ins for booster boxes, this is the modern booster box from the whole Sword and Shield, Scarlet and Violet era. This is the one that still has the demand. This is the one where you can pull so many strong chase cards with the modern day Charizard, that Umbreon VMAX. It is very investable. Yes, it has seen massive growth. Like, it is 6x its retail price. But look at Team Up. And I know this was printed way more, but I don't know, is it a 3, 3.5 as an investment still? Probably. Chilling Reign, another set that has over $1,000 of value. It's $1,394. Is it investable? Yes, it very much is investable. 4 out of 5 for me. Now, I spoke about this on another video. I just think they missed a small trick, because one of the things is, yes, we've got Blaziken in there, but I think Blaziken should have been a chase card in Battle Styles. He's a fighting/fire type Pokemon. That should have been in Battle Styles, and we should have seen something else in Chilling Reign. Maybe the Empoleon from Battle Styles should have come in Chilling Reign. And mate, what if we got a Blaster? I don't know. What if we got a Gyarados chase card alternate art? Like, that should have been in there maybe. That I don't know. There was a bit of discrepancy. Why do we have a fire/fighting type Pokemon in Chilling Reign? That was the only thing that got me with that set, but a phenomenal set. The artwork is amazing. It has the biggest depth of alternate arts inside it, and I'd probably rank it a 4, you know, up there with Lost Origin. Battle Styles, $542 for the top 10. Is it investable? Yes, because it's still super low, probably 3 out of 5. Like I said, it could have done maybe with a few more chase cards. Imagine if it had the Sleeping Tyranitar and the Blaziken from Chilling Reign. That would have really helped top off the set. What are we down to? Shining Fates, $324. No, it is not investable. There's one chase card in this set, which is Charizard. Then I think we've got Scarlet, which is like $12. I would rank it a 1 out of 5. Vivid Voltage, $320 total set value. No, I don't think it's investable. Did I love the set when it first came out? Yes, I did. Did it have heaps of demand when it first came out? Yes, it did. Was it overprinted like crazy? Yes, it was. For that reason, there's just way too much supply and the demand's gone for that set. It's going to take so long for the demand to absorb that supply. So for me, it's a 2, which means, we won't see much growth on that set. We will see some natural growth on it. It's a pink box with Pikachu on the front called Vivid Voltage. It will naturally increase in price, but not to the same degree as a lot of other sets will. Champion's Path, $401 for the total price of the set. Would I invest in it? Yes, I would actually. There's 2 awesome Charizards which hold a really strong value. I'll probably rank it 3 out of 5. The box art for the Elite Trainer box has Charizard on it, and for that reason, I just think it's going to go down as a good sealed product, and people will go Zard hunting in it. People will hunt those Charizard chase cards. Darkness Ablaze, total set value $170. Would I invest in it? No. It's probably a 1 out of 5 for me. Will it naturally go up? Yes, because it's got Charizard on the box, but it'll be a very, very slow burn like Vivid Voltage. 2 to go, Rebel Clash, $380 total set value. Would I invest in it? No, I wouldn't. And it's probably a 1 out of 5. And the reason being, I think it's seen all its appreciation for a while. It'll hover around that, $250 to $300 mark for a long time. There's just no chase cards inside that set. It's rare though. It's got that scarcity that I was talking about, but there's just not much demand for it. It'll take 5 to 10 years for this to maybe see some more increases in price. And finally, Sword and Shield base set. Would I invest in it at the current price? Yes, I actually would. It will go down as Sword and Shield. It is Sword and Shield's base set, which was like this almost return to glory for Pokemon. It was that COVID affected era. There'll be some, I shouldn't say nostalgia, but I suppose there'll be some nostalgia attached to the whole Sword and Shield era. And this is the base set and it was low printed. Yes, I get it. There's no chase cards inside it, but it's the base set box. Think of XY base set. It just seems to happen. I think there'll be some natural increases. I know it's gone up heaps, but I think there'll be some more natural increases to Sword and Shield base. Hey, let me know your comments down below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? What sets do you think are most investable at the moment? I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Michael. This is Pokey. Catch everyone next time.